training, and I've been giving it away, trying to develop the new era community leaders. It's a whole different ballgame. It ain't about me, it's about you. I got this information. I'm about helping you get to the next level. I hang out at 37,000 feet. I'm just trying to get some of you to go with us. I promise you, if you step up, I want y'all to come through this. First off, I want you to get this book. And I just went to the publisher this past week because they asked me to speak, and I ordered 100 of them. They're out there. Now, the books are free, but my signature is $20. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. They're 20 bucks. Help the cause out. But I promise you, this will be the best book that you have ever read, because you'll know what we're quietly doing here in this community. Because our communities are in trouble because the families are in trouble. Families make up community. The reason why the family's in trouble is because the leader in the family is in trouble. He or she, they don't know their purpose. They don't know who they are. And wherever purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And we have been being abused as a society because we have not had the right information. Now, you are going to have to make a decision today. Let me drop this on you. Here's a nugget. Life is choice driven. The quality of life that you live is based on the quality of decisions that you make. But if you have not been given all the right information, how can you make the right choices? You can't. So we've been making decisions based upon limited data, and it's been to our detriment. Get this book. Now, if you don't get the book, you did make a decision, a passive one, not to change. Change only comes when one is willing to embrace truth. Even Jesus said, he said, you'll know the truth, and the truth will do what? My Bible says, make you free. And set free, make free, it's all cool. I like both of them. But get this information. Now, here's some, in addition to developing the leaders, new leadership, flip to the next slide. I'm going to share, just the other night I was in Omaha, and a gentleman was on CNN. He was a financial and political analyst. And he said, I've been hearing all these great speeches from the red and the blue team. He said, I don't give a hoot about the speeches. I don't care what you're going to do in February after you're elected. I want to know what you're going to do right now. We have a serious leadership crisis in America right now. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? How are we going to get there? And as I sat there listening to him, boy, in my spirit, it just jumped. It says, that is exactly what I want you to do when you stand before the people in East St. Louis. So here's what it's going to take to create a better community here for this city. Number one, we're going to have some healthy citizens. And you're going to have to be healthy from a spiritual, soul, and body. Are you feeling me? Got to have healthy citizens. By the way, you are what you eat. Next thing we got to do is we got to put up some successful businesses in the community. Now, I said successful businesses. I'm not talking about the mom and pop businesses, because many of them can't even compete with the franchises and the conglomerates. We got to have a new business model. And I'm quietly right now doing that. And I'll share with you in a minute about that model. Let me ask a question. If just all of us in this room, just us, if you owned a restaurant, would you eat there? If you owned a restaurant, would you tell somebody? Very good. All right, I'm just on that answer. The other thing that you got to have in this community is more home ownership. Now, I'm hearing about everyone talking about the home ownership. I've got a program that I want to introduce to the community once I've got us organized. A program where you can own a home, no down payment, and no qualifying, and pay 30% less than if you went to the bank. Would you like to see that program be put in this community? Y'all, they could have done this here, but because of greed, they're not about helping the people. It's about you now. Now, the other thing is we got to have more political participation in this community. And when I talk about political participation, I'm not talking about just electing folks to go represent us. We got to begin to create some public policy. Because the taxes that are being raised on you is out of order. But because you're not organized and you don't understand the new system, they're taking advantage of you. And so it's time for change. Last but not least, we got to have a relevant education that makes all of this happen with demonstrated results. That's what this is about. Now, flip to the next slide, please. Let me ask you a question. If you own the farmer's market in your community, Would you buy your produce from them? I hope so. You buying it from Snooks and everybody else. You don't own it. Would you tell somebody if you own it? Yes or no? Well, I'm working on opening up a farmer's market here right now that's going to be similar to Soulard's. It's right down on 19th and State, or 18th and State. We acquired the old Mixon dealership. They're about to tear it down. I got angry. I wasn't ready to get the building yet because I was still organizing the community, but I did not. It's time out for us tearing down our city. It's time to build it up. And so that Mixon dealership, and by the way, if you want to see really what it's like, I want you to go out to my YouTube site. Everybody in the world know about it because everything I do, I put it out on YouTube. You go out to youtube.com, Dr. Gerald 1, or get one of my business cards out front here at the table when you buy the book. It'll be in there. I got to get y'all together. Next slide, please. You just told me if you owned the restaurant, you would eat there. Good, good. Because look, you're eating here and you don't own it. But now we've had so many customers here. We now have created community-based businesses where now the dollar will stay in the community and we'll stop the profit play. I got the restaurant already in place. It's in the city. It's up and running, and I've got some things with it before we first got to get y'all organizers ready to really understand this process. Next slide, please. These are the homes. I've got control of 143 parcels of land, all tied together. I'm going to put new houses up on. And the students that come through my training, they're going to own these homes. How would you like to own one of those? See, let me tell you something. Knowledge is power. And especially when you use it effectively towards the betterment of mankind. Next slide, please. And so the course curriculum that I put together, you've got to come through this training because you'll understand what's going on right now out there in the marketplace. I have the last class, the Believer Prep series, talk about the monopoly man. You've got to see this thing because you'll have a whole different insight. Part of the training is about developing the real leader that's in you because everything rises and falls on leadership. Yes, you're going to become financial literate. Yeah? As a group, we've been ignorant to the economic system. I heard this young lady here says there's no money shortage. No, we've just been lacking in knowledge, and it's time for change. They have all these banks in this community. In East St. Louis, have y'all counted the number of banks that are in this city? But this is supposed to be a broad place. Not. And let me share this with you. There's going to be, if we don't do this and engage quickly, there's going to be a lot of East St. Louis right now. East St. Louis has been dealing with this here for years. But many communities, now that the bankers don't trust one another, now that the bankers are not going to loan any money to each other, it's going to get worse in a lot of other communities. Are you feeling me? You got to learn how to come together and organize for knowledge, wealth, and power. It is a process that is currently not teaching in our school system. It is what it is. People want you to go to school, get your good education so you get your good paying job. And job stands for just over bottom. You lose your job, you go to the bottom. Anyway, you'll learn in this process quickly how we're going to establish community-based ownership where the dollars now will stay in the community and go back to the residents that goes through the training program. And last but not least, you're going to learn how to achieve the abundant life and have equal status. Got a question for you. When was the last time you had equal status? Based upon, now watch this. Here's what I'm saying. Are they willing to give you $700 billion? You ain't got equal status. Anyway, it's really a personal development training that really deals with the holistic of how we do what we need to do to get on down the road. Next slide, please. Okay, being a doctor, they call me Dr. G, or y'all heard of Dr. Phil? Anybody heard of Dr. Phil? Well, I'm Dr. Gerald. So I got a prescription for you. Here's what you got to do. Number one, you got to buy the book. You got to get this book and begin to read it immediately. Because you're going to have a paradigm shift. Your life won't be the same. Fasten your seatbelt. You're about to go to 37,000 feet. You need to enroll in the training. Out there's some sheets out there that you can sign up. Even if you want to give just your name, email address, and we can send you some information. Because I know sometimes folks get nervous when there's crowds. But I'll send you an email and invite you.